War Thunder, a game with a dozen nations, each with its own unique vehicles and completely different playstyles. But which nation is the best to start with is all up to you. This video will cover the main nations and the sub-nations. So, I should mention that all nations are amazing for their own reasons in this game, but some are way easier to use than others in War Thunder. With that little intro out of the way, let's get into the breakdown of it all. Starting with USSR, the tanks are built for aggressive, fast-paced combat. The early tanks like the T-34 are legends for a reason. They combine speed, sloped armour and strong guns all in one package, making them impeccable to use. As someone starting War Thunder, I would highly recommend getting the T-34 as soon as possible. Other tanks like the KV-1 and KV-2 are amazing heavy tanks with some crazy survivability. Their huge cannons and heavy armour make them beasts at their battle rating. One of the major disadvantages of USSR tanks is that they have virtually no depression in the guns, so pushing over hills is virtually impossible, so be aware of that. But they are perfect for players who want to push forward and get into the fight rather than sitting back. If you like fast, powerful and forgiving tanks that reward aggressive players, then the USSR is hands down one of the best nations to start War Thunder with. Next up is USA. These tanks are solid all-rounders for beginners to the game. The early vehicles are all about balance, having decent armour, solid guns and good mobility. You don't get the extremes of other nations, but in return you get reliability. If you play America, get used to Shermans, and yet again, more Shermans. Your Americans love them, but they are great tanks, with fast turrets, great gun depression, and enough armour to survive a few hits if you play them smart. Shermans are excellent for learning the basics of positioning, angling, and peek and shoot tactics. With the benefit of getting vertical stabilizers early in the game, it makes them great for firing whilst on the move. If you enjoy a well-rounded playstyle with flexible vehicles that perform in almost any situation, then US Tech Tree is a fantastic place to start. When it comes to Germany, these are long-range snipers, built for firepower and precision. Straight from the get-go, German tanks were amazing at taking out enemies at long ranges. If you like sitting back and picking off targets, Germany will feel great to play. The trade-off is that German tanks aren't very forgiving. The turrets rotate slowly and the side armour is easily penetrated by most things. This is why positioning when playing Germany is key to a successful game. As you climb higher, you will unlock icons like the Tiger 1 and Panther, which are both incredible when used right. They have got accurate guns and tough front armour, but again, if you expose your sides, you're toast. If you enjoy methodical, accurate gameplay where every shot counts, Germany offers some of the most satisfying tanks in the game. Now, last but not least, British tanks. These tanks are a major learning curve, but it's very rewarding once you get used to it. Early British tanks like the Crusader are fast and nimble, making them great for flanking and capturing points, but the thin armour means that you have to rely on positioning and cover. An iconic early tank is the Churchill series, which are slow armoured beasts that can soak up punishment and hold choke points like a capture point. Where British tanks really shine is with their gun accuracy and performance. Even the early cannons have pinpoint precision, making them perfect for players who like hitting weak spots. Later vehicles like the Cromwell and Comet combine the precision with better mobility, letting you adapt to most maps. If you prefer a more tactical, skill-based playstyle focused on accuracy, cover and teamwork, Britain is an excellent choice. Now moving on to the sub-nations. Starting with Japan, these tanks are all about speed and mobility, but are extremely fragile. Die fast if you take a direct hit, but if you love flanking and sneaky gameplay, they can be deadly. The guns are accurate, and some high tier tanks get great mobility and stabilizers. Next up is China. Now this nation gives a blend of Soviet and American vehicles depending on the era. You will get to experience the best of the T-34s and the Shermans, and even some unique Chinese variants. Overall, China is a solid all-round nation that are reliable. They are a great choice for newbies that want a bit of everything. Italy are hit and run specialists. With a lot of their vehicles being lightly armoured and fast, it makes them perfect for flanking and scouting. Later ranks feature some of the best wheeled vehicles in the game, making them super mobile. The biggest downfall is that they're not beginner friendly. You rely on positioning and speed, not armour. So definitely give Italy a try once you have more experience in War Thunder. The last nation I will be talking about is France. Their tanks are a surprising amount of fun to play, and once you get to mid-tier, things get fun and fast. A lot of French tanks feature auto-loading guns and strong mobility. They reward players with smart positioning and fast reaction times. They're not easy at first, but powerful once mastered. The last two nations are Sweden and Israel. Now, I will not be covering Israel, as you will note these later in the game, and I haven't even sighted it myself, but Swedish tanks are great for mobility and accuracy. They just suck at lower battle ratings with low penetration. With that, we have covered all nations in War Thunder. If you are just getting started, then I will personally recommend Germany and sticking to that one nation until you have learned at least the very basics of War Thunder. As I have said, every nation has its own playstyle, and the best way to learn how you want to play the game is to just jump straight in and start playing. If you found this helpful, drop a like and tell me in the comments which nation you started with or which one has been your favourite so far. Thanks for watching, and with that, Gobbler out.